Today I'm going to show off 3 amazing watches that look far more expensive than they are. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. I made a point in 2026 to come out of my comfort zone, break barriers, and not just show you guys military-inspired tool watches. Because I know whether it's dress watches, organic looking curvy watches, or watches with a bit of colour, there are many amazing brands out there offering such good quality at amazing prices. I'm going to show you 3 watches, possibly ones you've never seen before. I've certainly not reviewed these brands before, and I guess the purpose of today's show is there is absolute awesomeness if you go out there looking for it. Anyway, come on a ride with me. Let me show you these beauties, get my wife's opinion at the end, and let's go out of the comfort zone and into the maybe more fun zone. Are you awesome watches ready? Let's go. Okay, so the first brand I'm going to talk about, and I'm surprised I haven't reviewed one from theirs yet, is Fera. Yes, unbelievably, this brand's been going since 2015. They are a British-based company that designs watches that are made in Switzerland. And although their watches are made for the adventurer, they are done in such a stylish, refined way that they've always been on that dressy side to me. For many years, I lusted after their Stanhope. Now, since then, they've made a Stanhope 2, and they've made several watches from their cushion case design. Now, today I'm going to show you one of their new releases, which is, ladies and gentlemen, the Venom Black. Now, this is one of those companies that have such attention to detail, no stone is left unturned, that you can see it straight away. From the finishing of this beautiful cushion case, brushed on the top of this squared off section, then the main body of the case almost has a tonneau style to it. I love the bulging sides to the case and the transition of the top chamfering to that base section. The crown at 3 o'clock is absolutely magnificent looking, very classical coin edging, but we have a bronzed embossing of the Fera logo. I mean, what a touch that is. The strap looks amazing as well. Beautiful leather. It's a great thickness. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin. Great tang buckle. Now, this line, the Venom, is named after Gertrude Benham, an English explorer and mountaineer. And I believe she was the first woman to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And that's just one of the peaks. You see what I say, where this is based on an adventurer, but it's done in a very stylish way. The crown isn't screw in, but we do have a screwed in case back with a sapphire display showing off this beautifully decorated Solita SW216-1. As you can see, we have the pattern of the logo and the name Fera on this big bridge of the movement. This is an elaborate grade, so you've got blued screws and it just looks very pretty. The only thing that lets it down for me as a sort of adventurer's watch is the fact it's 50 meters of water resistance. Just up it 50 meters, Fera. Then I'll take this everywhere. But look at the dial. Is that special or what? So the base is like this cream color. Then we have this satin textured black layer. But then below the hand stack, a sunken in subdial with just that one touch of color green for the hand. And with that applied Fera logo on top, it just looks brilliant, doesn't it? It makes me wish I was more refined, you know, so I could wear more of these. The winding compares to the look, it is phenomenal. The operating of the hands, the moving of the hands is nice and strong. It's not cheap feeling. Everything about this watch just screams refinement. And the 38.5mm diameter case, the 44 lug to lug, the 10.5mm thickness, and the 20mm lug width on my 6.5-inch wrist, this thing looks incredible. Now, to buy the Venom Black, it's going to cost £1,045. A British designed watch made in Switzerland with an elaborate manual wind Solita movement inside, with a 5-year movement guarantee, by the way. Other than the water resistance, this watch is pretty perfect. Go and check out Fera's website in the description below, because this isn't the only brilliant one they've got. Bravo, Fera! Now, the next watch comes from a brand called Arken. Now, I've met the founder, Kenneth, on a number of occasions. Just a very nice guy, very enthusiastic, and I can only apologize I haven't had your watch on sooner, my friend. Now, when you come up with a new watch, you can easily go down the cookie cutter route, can't you? Make a sort of Longines copy or a Tudor Black Bay copy, change it a bit, and then over time put more of your characteristic personality on it. Now, when it comes to Arken, cool blimey, they really go for it. And this watch today is the second release from the brand. And I give you the Arken Alterum. Alterum is the Latin word for other or another, basically to show off that this watch can do quite a bit. Now, the watch head is fully titanium, but it is not that silly lightweight titanium the Pelagos 39 is made of. This has an amazing organic look to it, almost like a rounded off Patek Philippe Nautilus. We have a screw down crown at 3 o'clock and a screw down pusher up 4. I'll tell you about in a minute. With the screw down case back, this titanium watch is 200 meters water resistant. It also has a beautiful sapphire glass protecting the dial. The way you put these straps on is very unique as well. I have to admit there was a little bit of trouble getting them on at first, but once they're on, it's a very solid design. But take a look at that dial. Isn't that cool? The base has this sandpaper texture. We've got actual lume blocks for the markers. We have a date indicator subdial below the hand stack and 2 round cutout holes either side of the hand stack. Now, when this watch was in development, the company Miyota, who makes movements, hadn't released a GMT movement yet. So what they did is they modified a 9015 to give it a GMT function, which is absolutely amazing. I know manipulation and modifying of movements. This would not have been a simple thing. Not only that, we have a day and night indicator, not only for the local time, but for the GMT hand time. Plus, and I know it's amazing, we can set the date using the screwed in pusher at 4 o'clock. Now, it works a little bit differently than normal office GMTs. You wind the handset backwards to stop the GMT hand from moving, set your local time, and now you've got your 2 time zones. This has hacking, it's hand winding. It's an absolutely incredible bit of kit for a movement that at first just told the time. But with the 40mm diameter, the 46 lug to lug, and the 13mm thickness, well, this watch, even on my 6.5-inch wrist, just wears like a dream. I love the canvas strap. I think it's very comfortable. I'm not usually a big fan of the integrated bracelet or strap look, but wow, so much thought and design has gone into this watch. It's another one that looks far more than the actual price, which is just under £600, £599. It's absolutely no wonder why Arken has got a bit of a name for themselves. Congratulations to you, Ken. Although it's not a traditional tool watch I would normally go for, it's an absolute banger of a watch that certainly is different to a lot of stuff on the market, and I think it's absolutely awesome.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Right, final watch, and it comes from a brand called Ember. Now, if you haven't heard of them, it wouldn't be a massive surprise because they haven't been around too long. The company's designer and owner is one man, and that is John Glenister, who in the past, for the last 15 years, worked in the bespoke furniture industry. And one day, obviously thought to himself, you know what, I want to make a watch. But this is no ordinary watch. This is a great looking thing, and you can see so much thought has gone into it. No copycatting again. And for it being Ember's first watch, I am really impressed. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Ember Rocket. Looks like something from a futuristic movie and looks awesome doing it. First of all, I was getting Seiko Samurai vibes, then Zenith Defy vibes, then King Seiko vibes. But after a while, it just gave me Ember vibes. Now it's called the Rocket because this is the launch watch of the brand and it felt fitting to call it the Rocket. There are 4 different colorways to choose from. My favorite was this sunset orange. But before we go to the dial, take a look at that case. Is that awesome or what? 316L stainless steel. It's bead blasted apart from the chamfering on that bezel. It's such a phenomenal touch. I don't think I've ever seen this on a watch before. There's a small rim of brushing and then you just fall down this polished part. Yes, it may get scratched up, but it just looks magnificent. So many angles to this case. I love the lugs in particular. The bead blasted crown at 3 o'clock is screwed in. We have a screwed in case back, polish and bead blasting pattern effect. It looks like a lot of the Ember logos put together. That's a phenomenal touch. Sapphire glass protecting the dial. This is 100 meters water resistant. It's honestly a watch you just smile when you look at it. You're glad you're in this hobby deep enough that you get to look at types of watches like this. Now, when you buy this watch, you don't get 1 strap, you don't get 2, you get 3. First of all, this very premium FKM rubber. I really do like this. It comes with a bracelet, which is also bead blasted, very well made. Love the clasp. And you get a blue leather strap, which is probably my least favorite. If I was to choose, I'd probably go with this FKM rubber strap, you know. It works so well with the dial color. Now, when we get to the dial, we have a huge sloping Rehawk with a countdown in 5s. Then we fall into the blue, which is a very nice matte texture. This is another sandwich dial because we have BGW9 in little slots in between the hour markers, and with the handset being Lume 2, this thing glows so well. But I don't usually review watches that look like this, and I like it. Inside we have a very trusted NH38 movement inside. It's automatic, hacks and hand winds, and with the 40mm diameter case, the 12.4 thickness, the 47 lug to lug, and the 20mm lug width, this wears so well. But I have to say, like the last 2 watches, how well this watch is made. The only thing I probably would have changed is the handset. They are polished. When you're looking head on the watch, you don't see a lot of polishing. I would have much prefer maybe all matte white hands or a bead blasted or brushed framed handset. But that's just me. Now, to buy these Rockets with the 3 strap options, including one of them being a bracelet, it's going to cost £449, which is phenomenal. The only problem is I think the sunset orange is now sold out. I don't know when it's coming back. There are other colorways to choose from, but my advice is to get on Ember's newsletter or on their Instagram or whatever and find out not only if the Ember Rocket is going to come back, but when their next watch is coming, because I am very interested. The design, the quality, the price. It's such a cool watch. So here it is, my wife's first impressions on all 3 watches. Buckle up. First of all, the fairer Venom. I quite like this. The dial reminds me of a blind, but I love the use of colour. It doesn't look like all the other watches you show me. Next up, the Arken Alterum. Ooh, I'm not sure about this. Reminds me of spiders. There's a lot going on. I do quite like it, but it's given me alien vibes. And lastly, the Ember Rocket. Again, this is different to what you usually show me. It's quite good. Like the orange, I'm getting slight porthole vibes, but it's cool. So there we go, incisive as ever from the wife. Reminds her of blinds, looks like a spider, and has porthole vibes. Classic. Thank you so much to Farah, Arken and Ember for sending these watches into review. I just hope I gave them the platform they deserved. All 3 of these companies are in different stages of their journeys. I'd love to know in the comments below which is your favourite, and also are there any other watches you think I should take a look at? If you want to support the Mad Watch Collector any further, we got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scenes content, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like this lovely lot. But if I've got you here for a few more minutes, why don't you check this show out? Another fantastic set of watches from brands I've never shown on the channel before. Go on, you'll love it. Go on, click it. Go on, go on. Okay, I'm not here all day. Go on, click it.